Hello and welcome to Game Over Yeah, the video game podcast created by gamers for gamers with your host Leon.
And Dave,
Yep,
hello.
it's just two of us this week.
Just
Cause
two of
oh
us.
yeah. Mm. But yeah, no, just because Mike's got a parents' evening going on right now, and not even for children. So
No, actual parents.
So yeah, it's just going to be us getting started this week, and there's quite a bit to talk about video game wise. I'd say this week.
Yes, stuff has happened. Things have
Yeah,
been going on.
well, that's what happens when Gamescom happens. I mean, I am sure there is fucking way more than I put on that document there, but that's just sort of the stuff that I kind of was turned on to a bit excited about. So I don't know. We'll get into that a little bit later. I think we'll do what we usually do, Dave, and I'm going to throw it your way first. What's been cracking, man? What have you been playing?
I have been getting my ass thoroughly handed to me from the Lich King in Hearthstone. I am intentionally making it harder though. I don't have many cards on my Asian and American accounts, so I'm seeing if it's possible to beat it just through the power of basic common cards, not using any epics or legendaries. And I decided to go with probably one of the hardest classes to play, which is the warrior.
Mm.
Now, apparently there are ways to do it. There are ways to cheese the fight, and I have found ways to make it slightly easier. Unfortunately, getting there, getting to that point, and getting the right cards for it is all a huge RNG nightmare. So yeah, it's not going well. I might give it another day of trying it, and then I might just say fuck it and do it properly, and just record videos of me just kicking his ass as much as possible with me gleefully laughing, just so I can say I've got it done, and rather than any of this silly nonsense of me trying to be clever,
Yeah.
because I'm not particularly clever.
Oh, no, don't sell yourself short, Dave.
Yeah, well, I thought, I'll try something new. I'll try putting decks together that haven't been tried before. And I was getting there, and it definitely looks like it could potentially work,
Mm.
but it's not. So, bah. And other people have since come out with better, cooler ways of doing it, using basic and common cards, not using epics and legendaries. So people have already done it. So it's not like I'm going to be breaking any mold there. So the moment of glory has passed. I shall just have to settle in with the masses.
Mm.
Yeah, it's also because real world life and actual having to go to work and stuff. I can't just spend the entire day stuck in front of Hearthstone, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I know them feels, man. Know them feels.
Um, no, it is really cool. I'm really pleased about the level of challenge, considering how easy the rest of the adventure was and how easy generally the adventures have been. I like the fact that they have thrown you this massive curveball of arse, and it's genuinely it's a massive sense of achievement once you get it done, I guess. Um,
So, I mean, for those that are not so kind of familiar with it, I mean, what kind of presents more of a challenge in some sense for the
okay, right.
particular Lich King?
With the Lich King, he cheats.
Ah,
He,
okay.
yeah, because he's a cheaty fucker. Um, uh, you can fight him with every class, and you have to beat him with every class in order to unlock the new Arthur's Hero for Paladin.
Mhm,
So every class has its own unique challenge.
mhm.
And for Warrior, he gets an extra 100 armor. So effectively, he's got his normal 30 health, then he's got his 30 armor, and
Yeah.
then he has another 100 armor on top of that.
Oh man,
And yeah,
that sounds
so
brutal.
you're going in slightly behind, so you can fight as normal, but then he also, because he's the Lich King, he has the Frostmourne. So at turn 7, and it's always turn 7, he'll clear the board and he'll bring in these 6 creatures called Lost Souls that are 2 damage, 6 health. And he goes immune, and his sword is immune, and he does 5 damage with the sword, and he just proceeds to just beat you
Oh.
senselessly. So you have to kill these 6 minions
Mhm.
in order for him to lose this shield, and then you can continue the fight. Unfortunately, when you go into the third phase, his hero power changes again, and he does this ability that does a damage to you, and every turn that stacks up by 1. So you basically, from that point onwards, it's a race to kill him before he kills you through his hero power. Throw into the fact that he has cards that can just crazily buff all his minions. He can immediately kill any of your minion from the word go. It's a real tricky fight if you're not prepared enough. And that's just the warrior one. With the druid one, he clears out all minions costing 3 or less. With rogue, you can't use any spells. With the warlock, you take damage for every duplicate card you have in your deck. With the hunter, you take damage for every beast or every creature you have in your deck. With the mage, you start at 1 health point. The shaman, I think you can't have minions or something. And then the priest, you can't emote. That's it. The challenge for the priest is you can't use your emote. It's like they were coming up with these really cool ideas and then ran out of thought for the priest one. Although it is really funny because with a priest you can steal his cards, so you can steal his cheat card, and so you can then stop him doing emotes. I think there's probably like a meme or something with the priest emoting. It's like a common priest to emote, and it's obviously very hard for them to play a fight without having to say, well done and haha and all that sort of stuff. So I'm guessing that some of the fights are slightly easier than others, but the fact that the warrior having so much armor to get through makes it particularly tricky. But I'm looking forward to doing all the others.
That's cool.
But so I'm going to have to do it on 3 different accounts using 3 different decks. So it's going to take me a while.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, it is. Fair enough to you, man. Well, I mean, what else has been cracking, Dave?
So I decided to play the beta for Hello Neighbour. The video is now online on YouTube. You can go and watch it and go and enjoy me running around the house and garden of an evil, nefarious dude who's got some creepy goings on in his basement. The game is really cool. I really like it. It's the beta that I played, or the pre-alpha. It's a single house, and the idea is that you have to get into the basement, and then once you've done that, the demo's over.
Oh,
but
right, okay.
Plenty to do. You've basically got to get the boards off the door, find the pass card to open the door, and then open the door and get in, all without being caught. So you've got separate tasks. And what I really like about it is that there's multiple ways to do it. So there's multiple ways to distract him, and there's multiple ways into the house, and there's also multiple ways to pick up the various items. So there is a huge amount of replayability. The video I did, I tried to do as much as possible, but I didn't do absolutely everything. But it is really cool. The animation style and the art style is just awesome. It reminds me of Team Fortress almost. The AI is really good.
Yeah.
He's really spot on. And it genuinely makes you jump as well, because you think you know where he is and he's sneaking around, and the next thing you know he's snuck up behind you, or you'll run one way and he'll do a shortcut to try and cut you off. So I'm really looking forward to when the full game comes out, which is not long. I believe it's December-ish.
That's cool. Who's developing the game?
I don't have the details on top of my head.
Okay.
Tiny Build, I think it is, who are the publishers.
Fair enough.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Let me tell you.
Dynamic Pixels.
Dynamic Pixels, there we go.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. So it's coming out on PC, Xbox, and Mac, from what I can see.
Yes.
So I mean, are you going to be? Are you pretty excited to pick up this one for PC? Then are you going to be playing a bit more
Absolutely.
of it? Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to give this one a proper go. Apparently, there's going to be bosses and all sorts of crazy shenanigans. Because I'm intrigued as to how the game's going to play once you've got into the basement. Whether or not it just resets it and makes it harder for your second attempt, whether there's more stuff in the basement. Maybe there's like a sort of an editor so you can build your own crazy house and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how they do things. And definitely one that I'll be keeping an eye on and see how it progresses. But yeah, I highly recommend it. You can pick up this is free to play this one, but if you pre-order, you get all the pre-alphas and you also get the beta, and you'll get all the extra ones as they continue to update. They'll get them sent to you, so you'll be able to follow the progress, which I think is a really nice thing to do.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. All right, cool. Well, I mean, I must admit, I did see about this game quite a bit ago, probably at one of the game shows or something at some point, and I thought it looked pretty cool. So yeah, and I'm pretty excited to check that one out myself as well. So
Yeah.
I'll have to. I'm gonna wait until it comes out though. I think, because I've got a few things to kind of stick my teeth into at the moment.
Well, keeping on the vibe of stealth hiding in cupboards, I decided to return back to Amnesia: Dark Descent,
Oh,
considering
cool.
I'd played all their other titles. The Outlast is theirs, so I thought I'd go back to, old school versions of their games. Jesus, it's scary and also insanely hard.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I breezed through the beginning bit because that's pretty much all I'd played previously. And then I got to a section that I'd not been in before where you're running through a flooded cellar, essentially.
Yeah.
And there's bits of body all over the place. And as you're running through the water, there's this thing chasing you, and you have to jump up on boxes in order to avoid being eaten.
Yeah.
And then the bit I got stuck and a little bit frustrated at is you have to throw, which is not easy in this game. The physics on it is a little bit squiffy.
Yeah.
You have to throw the bits of body into the water to distract him, so you can then jump in, and then you have to then turn a valve. Again, the hand animation control things is a little squiffy,
Yeah.
but but as soon as you drop in the water, his distraction is overtaken by the fact that you've entered the water. So literally, you have to jump in the water, have him come at you, then you throw the bit of body, pray that it distracts him enough so you can then turn around and do the valve. And oh god, I managed to get through the door once, and he followed me in and then killed me.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I was a bit annoyed by that. But overall, the game is really good. The whole going mad thing is a bit crazy. Just the way that the screen shakes and all the weird noises and stuff. So it's definitely one to play with the lights off, the volume up, and the headphones on. It's definitely one to creep you out. I don't like the random damage that's thrown out at you every now and then as you go through sections. This weird sort of pink crap suddenly appears, and
Yeah.
there's no real way to avoid it,
Oh.
which is kind of frustrating. I like the whole sanity loss in the game. I don't know what happens if you completely go batshit mental, whether or not you just die. But I have been like as low as you can. Where basically, a message comes up on the screen saying, "Stay in the light now. You want to be in the light." Uh, but yeah, I'm looking forward to progressing through. And there's obviously now they've updated the game and added achievements. They did that a few months back.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
cool.
so you can now go through. I think you have to. There's an achievement to collect every single tinder box in the game. So that'll keep me busy.
Well, yeah, yeah, and we know on how much you love to fucking collect those achievements. So.
Absolutely.
Oh man, no, that's not for me. Not for me. Yeah. All right, man. Well, let me dive into my world of video games right now, and I have. Well, I mean, let's sort of. I'm going to start from the end of what I've kind of put in the document there, Dave.
Hmm.
I've got a PS4 camera. Uh,
Woohoo!
because I thought,
How's that better than your other camera?
well, what I was going to do is that I wanted to kind of stream directly from my PS4 and
Okay.
kind of see, or like, well, basically Yeah, I see the cat in the background. Yeah, to make sure that my because sometimes when I'm streaming on my PC, it goes a bit weird, doesn't really work or very well all the time. So I was like, you know what, let's just eliminate my PC from the equation and just stream directly from my PS4. Because I mean, I've just pre-ordered Destiny 2,
Cool.
and that comes out on the 6th of September, and I want to be doing like a lot of streaming on Destiny 2, hopefully. So I
Cool.
was like, you know what, I'm just going to invest. I picked up the camera, I think it was 39.99 on Amazon. So I was like, oh, that's all right. I can deal with that. Camera's pretty clear. I was really happy with it. And I did like a little test stream over the weekend. Well, I did two sort of test streams. I did one on Destiny itself, just to kind of see on how that was going. And I thought it looked pretty good. I'll bring up the footage. Hopefully, give me a sec. I'll just bring it up. Uh, let's mute that. So you can kind of. Oh, yeah. You know what? I've got this in the way. Hold on. Let me hide that. I can't even remember how to hide it right now. There we go. There we
Awesome.
go. So, so you can kind of see my little image in the right hand corner there. I didn't bother
Yeah.
doing it with because you can kind of bring up on the PS4. You can bring up like the comment section on like the right hand side, but it makes the actual game screen really quite fucking small. And I was sort of
Yeah.
trying to play Destiny and going, yeah, this is a bit too small for me. So I ended up just sort of going with that kind of thing. And then on my second screen on my PC, so I still need my PC. I have my kind of Twitch chat up there, so I could kind of see what people were saying and everything.
That's
But yeah, I mean, like, I'm really happy with it though. I thought the quality was really good. It was streaming, to a good standard. It's just a shame that the Twitch app is kind of so basic in some sense on the PS4. You can't
mm.
like add any overlays or any images kind of thing on top. It's literally this, that's what you
Well,
can
it's
do.
fairly new, isn't it?
Oh, it's been there for a while. They're meant to be doing some newer things to it though. I think in the next update they're meant to be updating the Twitch app a little bit, but that's more just to go towards the 1080p 60 FPS kind of thing for the PS4 Pro. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that someday that they do kind of update it a little bit, but we'll see what happens with that. But I'm really hyped for Destiny 2. I'm going to be streaming that as soon as it comes out, which is the 6th of September. I've got it, I've basically bought the Destiny 2 edition with the season pass ready. So I've already like sunk like, I think it was like 79.99, like just to kind of keep me going for a fucking year or so.
Nice.
So yeah, that's Destiny. Yeah, it's gonna
Have you
fucking
have you got the
take over
time?
my
You
life.
got the time ready? So day one, you'll be on it.
I with the thing, I'm because work have already kind of said that it might be a bit dead that week, and I'm thinking about just maybe booking off that Wednesday because it's a Wednesday that it comes out as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what.
I think about just booking it off and just fucking hammering through it on that first day.
What's the game like itself? Now you've had a chance to play the beta.
Well, I mean, the PC beta is running right now. If anyone out there wants to play it themselves at the moment, the beta itself didn't really, I say, give too much away. I mean, like obviously they kind of showcased the multiplayer a little bit with the new 4v4 kind of multiplayer system now, which before it was 5v5. So that was kind of interesting. The fact that they did kind of tweak that. There was only one story mission and one strike that was in there as well. The strike was handing it to people's asses quite a lot, which is funny. A lot of people were getting a bit salty about on how difficult it was, but I didn't think it was that difficult. I think that maybe they just weren't so used to Destiny. I think that's probably more what it was. The
I've just checked my Blizzard
Oh yeah.
desktop thing, and the install button's there, so I'm able to install the beta.
Oh yeah,
So
because I think it actually the open beta goes live from tomorrow because I think it's still in the the early access beta if you pre-order, but I think you can preload it as you're saying right now. So yeah, you'll be able to get access to it. I mean, I know that some people have been having issues with the beta, but in all fairness, that's to be expected. This is the first time that they're bringing out Destiny on PC as well, so there is always going to be those little teething issues. But I'm sure they'll probably extend the beta a little longer. And you're probably going to have to wait. Obviously, well, you're going to have to wait for it to come out as well. I think it's October, if I remember rightly, that it's coming out on PC. Where obviously,
didn't Destiny come out on PC?
It did not. No, it only came out on Xbox 360, PS3, and then it moved over to PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay, I'm just curious because I definitely played the beta of Destiny, but
I think you played it on Xbox 360 because it was originally out. Well, so it did come out. It was like a dual release back in the day. It was when the expansions and that came out. They weren't all there because I remember I picked up my PS4 for Destiny, and I had played the beta before that on my. I think it was probably on my PS3.
Yeah, back when Peter Dinklage was the voice of the floaty glowy orb.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, no, it's now like Nolan North nowadays. So yeah, so interesting.
Is Nolan North in this? Do you still have floaty glowy orbs?
Oh yeah, you still got your ghosts kind of thing. Yeah, but it looks like I don't know. I mean, it looks like it dies pretty early, but we'll see. We'll see what happens on that. Spoiler alert. But it was kind of in the beta anyway. It was in the beta.
Yeah. Oh, it was anything like the beginning of Destiny. It's kind of like, welcome to Destiny. You're dead.
Well, I mean, like literally because you played the mission that you played was the first mission of the game, and it's literally just everything getting destroyed. Everything like about the tower and everything like that, like the main kind of hub and substance in the game, just getting absolutely decimated. So it's kind of it lends itself to be like, yeah, we're starting again, kind of thing a little bit here. Which is cool. I'm looking forward to it. I like kind of it's still the three classes, the Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. There is kind of some new kind of subclasses within that, which they've kind of introduced. There's a lot of information out there, but once the game properly comes out, I will be going through it all. I know that I'm gonna probably end up doing it with a Hunter first, and then I'll move into the other classes as well. Sorry.
It's not cross-platform party.
None at all. None at all. No cross-platform.
Like Defiance. Even though it's on multiple platforms, you won't be able to play with people on different consoles, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, well, I mean that's just kind of the way it is nowadays, isn't it? There's not really many games that really cross all the bridges, unfortunately.
Nope.
But I mean, most of the time it's Sony being a dick, so I don't know. Maybe it might happen in the future.
One day in the future.
But anyway, back onto sort of what I was kind of streaming over the weekend, test streaming wise. I picked up Sonic Mania, and this is.
I'm guessing from the title, it's Sonic.
Yeah, it's like it's basically it's a new Sonic, but in the old school kind of art style of the game as well.
Oh, nice.
Which I just absolutely loved because of that. So I'm just going to quickly move over to the screen. So I was obviously streaming at the weekend. You can see my lovely face there in the corner again, once again as well. I'm just going to zoom on a little bit when the game actually fucking starts, hopefully. No, I still haven't started at that point. Oh yeah, I'm in a bloody cutscene there. Not cutscene. I'm in like one of the mini game kind of things. So here we go. So like it kind of starts like Sonic 3 a little bit on the way it kind of comes in, and then. But yeah,
that's a lot of Robotniks.
Oh yeah, it is. But look, it's very much just look at that art style. It's very much like an old school 2D. It feels like a sequel to like the Sonics that were on the Sega Mega Drive. That's the only way I can kind of describe it. And it feels like that massively. Yeah, so you'll see that we're going to be in Green Hill Zone now. This is the start of the game. So, and like the level looks exactly the same as kind of how it was, but then there's like little changes here and there. And the other sort of more interesting thing about it is that where like on the old Sonics that it would always be like the second or third act on a level kind of thing that the boss would be out and everything like that. There's always
Mm.
like a boss on every act now.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, I know, all right. And
It's the same layout.
yeah, it is. The first mission, the first act usually is, and then when it gets into the second act of it, it's like they tweak it. They do some crazy things with it. Like because I played because I got stuck yesterday. I got stuck on the oil plant level, and
Yeah.
it just I got so fucking frustrated. I was just so angry. I was just going ah. This is sort of one of the new kind of mini games within there as well. So they've got like you're having to kind of chase the UFO, which I thought was a bit weird as well. I managed to do that. That was the first emerald that I got, and I haven't got one since. I've played quite a few acts so far.
Tricky then.
No, it's just that I keep not finding the big ring kind of thing, if you know what I mean. I don't bother to go
Okay,
and look
yeah.
around it. But I'll move on a bit more. So look, here's Chemical Plant.
Chemical plant is bastard of a level, though. To be fair.
Mate, I love that level, and it was really fun to play it as well. Actually, the like I said, the only one that was absolutely destroying me was the oil plant level, which just like I spent a good like because I stopped streaming by that point anyway, and I was just sort of playing it like
Mm.
downstairs on my Vita, like while I was watching telly as well, and the game was just absolutely handing it to me, like left, right, and center. Like I spent like about an hour and a half just repeating. Oh yeah, game. Oh, there we go. Little fail there. Um, and just kept dying and dying and dying, and in the end I had to put the game down. And I basically streamed a little bit this evening playing it. I died
Yeah.
a couple of times, like getting game over, because when you get game over as well, like you don't start from the beginning, luckily, which is nice.
Which
Uh,
is nice.
yeah, you have to start from the beginning of that act. Not that
Yeah.
act, the level in some sense. So like if you're on like act two of that particular level, you'll have to start back at act one kind of thing.
Yeah, it makes
Um,
sense.
which is fine, but it's just sort of annoying when you kind of like you get to the boss, because that's what I'd end up doing. I'd get to the boss on act two of like the oil plant level, and then just die, and then just have to do it again, and it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, come on. But
Yeah.
yeah, seriously, this game is a proper throwback. If you are a Sonic fan, I recommend it highly. It's not even that high of a price point, really. I think I paid like, I think it was like 11.99, 12.99, or something like that for it on the store. You
Oh,
can play as Sonic and Tails, as you can kind of see as I'm here. So I think someone else could necessarily control Tails like you could do back in the day.
yeah.
You can also be Knuckles as well. Knuckles is there as an option. So I want to I thought I'd do it with Sonic and Tails first. Then I might sort of then try and do it with Knuckles. Maybe move on to the others as well. So, but yeah, totally recommend it. Pick it up. It's a lot of fun. Sega have actually done a really fucking good job with that game.
Nice. Yeah, because Sonic's had a bit of a bad rep over the years.
It
They
has.
they sort of came up really solid, and then there was a lot of titles that, because they weren't Team Sonic, they were kind of done by other people,
Mm.
and so they kind of dropped the ball a bit, and the games just didn't have the same vibe as the originals. So it's nice to see that he's come back to his roots. Kind of
And
like how they did it
definitely.
with Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, yeah, I think that's just sort of what's happening at the moment. Where we're bringing back those old IPs and really trying to sort of tart them up a little bit. But I think with this one, they haven't tarted it up, and that's what I like about it. Is that it has got that true nostalgia value because it feels like you're playing a Mega Drive game, and that's what I fucking love about it.
Definitely.
Right then. Well, that's about it for us talking about the video games that we've been playing. Now let's get on to some of the news for this week, and we've got some interesting Square Enix, like just a big Square Enix chunk right here, and I thought this was just odd in the first instance. I mean, there's two very odd things, but we'll get into the first one is that the fact that there's going to be a Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition that's going to be coming out on mobile devices.
Yeah. Which
And
is basically just Final Fantasy 15 chibi.
that is literally it. It's going to be coming out in well, the first episode, because it's going to be split into 10 episodes. Like Square Enix, they love their episodic shit.
They're starting to become like Telltale. They've seen what Telltale have done, and they're like, "Oh, we can do that."
That's right, man. Well, yeah, they've got, yeah, it's going to be in 10 episodes. The first episode's going to be free
Hold on.
at oh,
Don't know that.
it's a cat trying to like kill something again.
Yeah. She's like, tasty mouse. I will hit the mouse.
But yeah, 10 episodes. First episode's going to be free. It's coming out on, I think it's Android and iOS devices. I think there has been a little rumor that it's probably going to be coming out on the Switch as well, but nothing kind of confirmed as of yet. But yeah, we got the first episode in autumn apparently, so not too long to wait on that. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool what they're doing. You know, the fact that people are going to be able to experience Final Fantasy. You know, if they haven't got their consoles, they can easily play it on a mobile device. I think it's a very clever move from Square Enix. I think they know what they're doing with that IP.
Cool.
But moving on to more weirder Final Fantasy news, which I still don't understand and why the hell they're doing this. They've got kind of a little crossover going on with Ubisoft.
Okay.
There is some free DLC that's coming out literally on the 31st, so not long away now, which basically is Assassin's Creed. It's basically the Assassins Festival that's going to be
Nice.
happening. So I'm bringing up the video now, and it is just bonkers. The fact that Ubisoft and Square Enix are joining forces to kind of do this little thing for them. I mean, I'm sure it's going to do them good, for their whole Assassin's Creed Origins coming as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. So you're going to be leap of faithing in Final Fantasy 15. What the fuck's that about? Look.
Nice. So as an assassin, you'll be able to do summons.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, honestly, yeah, you're going to be able to do all your kind of classic Assassin's Creed kind of stuff as well. You're going to be able to like sneak up and sort of stab people from behind, like you would in Assassin's Creed normally. But I think that's really strange because like on Final Fantasy, you don't really ever do that kind of thing usually. It's sort of like you're just pummeling someone until their life bar goes down most of the time. So to be able to kind of do that, one hit kill from behind is definitely quite a new kind of thing from a Final Fantasy game, I'd say.
Yeah, a turn-based assassination. It's like I'm going to jump, but I have to queue it up first.
Honestly, when so someone else completely showed this to me in like a gaming group that I'm in, and my jaw was to the floor. I was just sort of like, what the hell are you doing? But I've actually seen a few people, a few review sites and stuff like that already talking about it, going, it's actually pretty fun. And you know what? It's free DLC as well. So you can't really moan, really.
No, not at all.
Right, what else have we got going on here? We've got games with gold. We've got the announcements for September. Unfortunately, we don't have anything for the PlayStation as of yet because they haven't brought out the what they're going to be doing games wise yet, which is annoying. I'd like to know, but they haven't told us yet. But for games with gold, we've definitely got a few already. Let's bring over my live screen. So let's get into this. Now, Trials is already available because Trials Fusion on Xbox One is it came on the 16th of August. It's going to be running through into September 15th. We've got the Game of the Year edition for Forza Motorsport 5, which is going to be running from the 1st of September to the 30th of September. And the other sort of Xbox One game that we're going to be getting from the 16th of September to the 15th of October is Oxenfree. which is just coming up on screen now. So it looks like a kind of indie kind of game. Looks pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to checking this one out. So maybe you might see me stream on that in the future. Maybe I might try I think the Xbox One streaming service is like Mixer or something like that. So maybe you'll
Okay.
see me on that. Yeah, because they've got their own streaming service now. I don't think you can stream directly to Twitch on your Xbox One. I'd have to do like video capture kind of thing wise. Um, so yeah, that's a bit annoying. So maybe I might try Mixer at some point. We'll see what goes on. The other games that you're going to be able to play, Dave, on your Xbox 360, we've got Hydro
Yes.
Thunder Hurricane from the 1st of September to the 15th of September.
I remember playing the arcade version of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it used to be an arcade game.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
very similar to that.
Well, that's cool, man. Well, you're going to be able to play that. You're also going to be able to play Battlefield 3 from the 16th of September to the 30th of September. So, yeah, that's two solid titles there, I'd say. You'll be able to get your teeth into. And I believe they are both backwards compatible as well. So Xbox One wise, I'll be able to play it as well. So maybe I could play with you sometime. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes.
Definitely. Yeah, I did see it's big on the racing this month. They always do the sort of themes months. Like one month will be shooty, one month will be puzzly, one month will be racy. Although it's kind of they've gone racing and battlefield, so they've still got a shooting thing going on. I played a hell of a lot of Battlefield back in the day. I've never actually played the third one.
Okay, fair enough. But
So
the third one's really good as well. Like I put a lot of hours into Battlefield 3. I definitely recommend playing it. It's a good game.
yeah, what's the single player like?
I can't remember the single player because I played a shitload of the multiplayer. I don't know. Like I really can't remember right now. But I'd recommend playing it online if you can. I'm not sure if you've got gold at the moment, but you must have if you're getting games for gold.
Yep, I have gold. Going for gold.
Then we should totally
Yeah, no,
try and play.
I knew people that were like constantly. Well, I knew one person that the entire battlefield was going around stabbing people. So that was the thing. It was just going around and killing everybody via stabbing. That was quite impressive. That was their like goal, was to kill absolutely everybody with the knife and try and get the best of the best, because you could get various awards for killing people. So he wanted to try and collect everybody's dog tag.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Well, I mean, let's move on to the other couple bits of news that I've got. We've got Microsoft came out with a sort of interesting announcement saying that the Xbox One X, the Project Scorpio edition, is the fastest selling pre-order that console that they've ever had. Which is interesting. I wasn't sure on how well it was going to do in some sense, this particular console, but it's doing really well for them. It's sold out in many different places as well, like in very many different regions as well. Yeah, you just can't you can't pre-order the Project Scorpio edition anymore, pretty much. There is still going to be the standard run coming out for the Xbox One X as well, which is still yet to kind of hear about. But I thought the interesting thing with this is that they didn't announce any numbers. So maybe are they just hyping it?
Who knows? Sorry, I'm gonna have to rescue.
Yeah, do it.
Get rid of the cat again. I have a bit of news, so I'll talk about that on my return. But you carry on talking about the Nintendo thing. I'll be back.
That's cool. Now, I mean, like, I honestly think that this might be a little bit of hype in some sense with the Xbox One X. I think that they might be just sort of pulling our leg a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know the pre-orders are kind of sold out, but maybe they're not actually giving that many out. So maybe that's sort of they're just trying to build that hype. So when the standard edition becomes available for pre-order, that they sort of fly out. I reckon that's probably what it is. I mean, I could be completely wrong. They might actually, it might be completely legit. But at this stage, I don't know. I think it's a bit sketchy. But we'll see. I thought the other kind of interesting news that we got as well, that the apparently over a Sunday and yesterday, so that Sunday and Monday, the Player Unknown Battlegrounds has actually got more concurrent players than Dota 2 does, which is very, very interesting. I didn't think that this. I mean, Player Unknown Battlegrounds. Don't get me wrong; it's a very popular game. I've definitely had, a sort of some good play time on that game as well, but I definitely didn't expect it to sort of come up against the titan that is Dota 2, because the fact that Dota 2 is technically free to play, and with Player Unknown Battlegrounds being at around, I think it's around I think 25 to 30 pounds kind of price tag. That is a very big deal that sort of Player Unknown Battlegrounds has kind of taken over on that kind of level. So I'll be interested to see on kind of. I mean, I'm interested to see on when this game comes out of early access, which is still in as well at the moment. So there's still kind of a lot more necessary that they're going to be delivering with the game. So I'll, I'll be interested to see on where they take that. I'll be interested to see if they can kind of keep the concurrent players as well. To keep that kind of vibe up. That would be really interesting to see. Um, so Dave, just to quickly fill you in on what was going on.
Hmm.
Uh, Dota 2, like concurrent players wise, got beaten by Player Unknown Battlegrounds sort of on Sunday and Monday, which is quite a big deal considering, Dota 2 is a free to play game, is Steam's like baby in some sense, or
Yeah,
Valve's baby. And Player Unknown Battleground is just an indie game in some sense that is in early access, costs like around, I think it's around the 30 quid price mark. That is a fucking big deal. That
that game is absolutely kicking off though. It's like DayZ almost.
Yeah.
The in the terms of how popular it is, because people loved the DayZ. They just loved the whole survivability side of things, and it's a game that allows you to be a massive dick.
Mm.
So, combine those two together. I'm not surprised that it's so popular. But they've had a lot of teething troubles with like stability and stuff. So, the fact that they're, making a lot of people, sorry, let me start there. A lot of players are actually playing the game. So I'm guessing that they've obviously sorted that out. And
Yeah, I mean they because I mean it is an early access, that's kind of to be expected. I haven't really come across too many issues when I've been playing the game. There has there has been reported issues, within the game. There was the whole thing about microtransactions that people were getting a bit pissed off as well. But all in all, though, I think people are pretty happy with it. I need to play that game again. Actually, it's been a while since I've played it. So, but I can't go in and play that game solo because it destroys my soul every time.
you need to go with people and know what they're doing, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. I need people to carry me through it because I can't do it on my own. Fuck that shit. It's hard, that game, man. It's really hard. And they have recently released there's like first person like servers as well now. Because before it was all third person, and you can go into first person that, but you're at a disadvantage if you're going to be doing that. Where if it, you can go in a game and everyone's locked to first person, that adds a whole new element to the game because then you're actually having to look around properly. Where in third person you can just sort of go, all right, I'm just gonna hold me going forwards and I'll just look around always and see what the hell's going on. Where you can't do that in first person. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. The game is taken off by storm, and I'm really interested in seeing where they're going to be taking it in the future. I think it's really got a lot of room for esport as well. But we'll see when it kind of gets to that kind of level. But when it actually comes out and everything, I think it's a really interesting game to watch. I do like to go on Twitch and watch like people play Player Unknown Battlegrounds because each game's completely different. Anything can happen. It's fucking crazy. It's fun, man. It's fun.
Sure.
So, newsman, what have you got, my man?
So I've got one which is amazing and awesome, and one that I've just discovered which is just odd. But so the amazing and awesome is going back to Squeenix.
Mm.
They and the remastering and re-releasing games. They are redoing and updating Secret of Mana.
That's right, they are. I forgot about that.
So global launch next February, and it will be on PlayStation and PC.
Which is
You'll be
cool,
able to
man.
get it through Steam, and yeah, that one game single-handedly destroyed my college career.
Really?
Yeah, I spent more time playing that than actually going to college.
Nice, dude. Nice. Uh,
It's also one of the few games that I have beaten completely, as in maxed out the levels, maxed out the money, got all the best armor, killed absolutely everything, went absolutely everywhere. The only thing is that I'm not sure if it was just the Western release or if it was all the versions. You could never fully max out your spells and powers without breaking the game because you needed to use the game shark or whatever it was in order to get the required level experience in order to get to the next, like the highest levels, which was massively annoying. So you never actually fully, you were never correctly able to beat the game properly without doing that, which is a bit of a shame. But the game itself was just amazing. Absolutely love it.
oh shit, it's got a PS Vita release as well. Oh mate, I'm
Oh,
in. I'm in.
yeah, but there was the Secret of Mana, which was actually Seiken Detsu 3. So it was the third. So since then, I've gone back and played the other two
Mm.
before that, which were available on Game Boy. And then there was the Secret of Mana 2, which was never officially released in the West, unless it was like
Ah.
later. But I believe you can now get that on the SNES. I'm not sure, 100% sure. Um, but then there was the Secret World of Mana, or something like that, that was on the PlayStation. But I'm not 100% sure that one. But it's nice to see that they are going back to their sort of roots and re-releasing this one because this one was amazing and it really set because it wasn't Squeenix then, it was still Squaresoft at the time. And it's a real shame I haven't kept the box because I picked it up in a car boot, one of those underground markets.
Yeah.
I was just sort of wandering around and I came across this dingy corner, and it was a guy selling various video games, and he had a whole bunch of SNES games, and he had the Secret of Mana. I picked it up for like 20 quid, and like fully boxed and everything. And now, if you have it fully boxed, the original, it goes for silly monies.
Oh really?
Yeah, it used to. I don't know if it still does, but yeah. But if you don't know about Secret of Mana, it's pretty much a 3D RPG in the style of like Legend of Zelda, whatever. You control three characters and you can switch between them, and you can do summons, and you basically have. It's sort of like Final Fantasy almost, that you have to go and defeat various bosses to unlock and gain the power crystal and revive the world back to its true self.
Sounds
Typical
very Final
Square
Fantasy. Yeah.
type story. But yeah, so really happy about that, and definitely will be playing that when it comes out. And the other piece of interesting news that I saw was, do you remember a website, and it's still going, called Congregate?
Yeah.
Now, Congregate have actually been sort of branching out, and a lot of the games that are on Congregate, well, sorry, the indie guys that make their games that release it on Congregate have now sort of stepped up and are sort of releasing big boy versions of their games. And the latest one to do that is from Armor Games,
Oh yeah.
and it's an RPG that they had, and it was like probably the most popular RPG on that site, hands down, from when it was released like 4 or 5 years ago. It's still like number 1 or number 2 on their RPG list. There's a game called Sunny, and you play a zombie, and you come around and you've sort of woken up and you have no memory, and it was like a very basic point-click turn-based RPG that you had just had to do fights, and it was just constant fights over and over again, and there was a little bit of a story, and then you moved on to the next zone, and very minimal game sort of graphics, very simplistic gameplay, but it was just so fun to play. It was just sort of relaxing, and it was really cool because you could try out different builds of your character. So you could be a tank, or you could be a ninja, or you could be a mage or whatever, depending on how you built your skills. And you could then reset all the skills, and then you could try something else. And the more you killed the enemies, then they would drop different bits of armor, and the armor would allow you to set different stats. And so you might find certain fights easier depending on how you put your team together, which was really good for, like a basic web type based game. But this one, they've probably pulled out all the stops, and they've gone with cutscenes and sort of soundtracks and all sorts, and they sort of expanded it into a proper RPG, which is coming out. They haven't actually got a release date.
Oh, have they not?
I know, August 28th, I believe. And it will be free on Android.
Oh, that's even better. This is going to be a freebie.
Yeah, they're saying that it's originally released for the iOS and the PC and the Mac earlier this year, but the actual Sunny has been on Congregate for as long as I can remember. So unless there's like an updated version, I don't know. But yeah.
There we go. I must admit, I've never played this one on Congregate, so I've just I've opened it up now, and I'll check it out properly at some point.
But it's just one of those little like 5-minute coffee break games that was really good, and it's like when I was at EA, it was amazing how many people would be sitting playing this at their break time or their lunch times. It's just nice to see small little indie game guys, reaching the big leagues.
That's cool, dude. That's cool. Well, I mean that's pretty much us for this week then, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool, man. Well, I mean, fun show as always. I'm hoping for this week, just to kind of keep up to date on what I'm going to be doing. I am hoping to probably stream maybe a little bit more of Sonic Mania at some point this week. Maybe have a little look at Elite Dangerous as well, and if I can nail down the Stag at some point, I might end up playing some games with him at some point. Maybe something on the Xbox One or something like that. But he's going to have to get me soon, because soon Destiny 2 is going to consume my soul, and it might be difficult to pull me away from that game. So,
well, internet willing and real world willing and everything else, there should be a Lich King video going up. There will be another Tavern Brawl video going up, and I will probably, hopefully, try and get a Destiny 2 beta video up. But that's 3 videos in 4 days, so who knows? Stay tuned. Something will appear on YouTube. It may just be a video of me crying.
Well, I mean, hopefully your machine will run Destiny 2 all right. I don't know what the requirements are for that game, so it might be a bit of a powerhouse, because I know that they're meant to be for that particular game, because on consoles they're like limiting it to like 30 FPS, all that kind of shit. They're really fucking us over on console technically, but on PC it's going to be 4K, 60 FPS, that kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see on how it scales in some sense.
Well, we'll see. My PC still is able to run games reasonably well. It's just the limiting factor is the network speed that seems to kill it. So that's the concern is the actual connection speed rather than the PC speed. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested on how you find it, my man. Because for me, I really did enjoy that game. So yeah, definitely try and play the beta if you can, my man.
Oh, I enjoyed the original Destiny beta.
Like I said, there's not much to it. but it'll give you a little taste of what's to come.
Coolies.
All right, man. Well, if you'd like to take part in our conversation, you can either post on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/GameOverYear.
You can also tweet us using @GoVyear, and you can also follow us on Twitch if you're not already doing so, which is www.twitch.tv/GoVyear. And if a Mike were here, he would say in his best Mike voice, subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/user/GameOverYearUK, and you can drop us an email at contactus@gameoveryear.net. So all your naked pictures and cheat codes and bank account stuff and all that good stuff can go to that email address.
Sounds good to me, Dave. And don't forget the most important place where you can find all these lovely links and a contact form where you can do exactly the same as what you've just said there at gameoveryear.net. Thank you for joining us, and until next time.
Game over,
yeah.
Game over. Yeah.